Hey fam, it's Matt, and welcome back. As I'm currently waiting to depart for Alaska, I thought that I would edit up and share with you guys some old footage of a 10-day trip I took up to Alaska in 2024. It was a great trip. I headed up for the YouTubers meetup and then spent the next week just camping around Alaska and seeing some parts of the state that I hadn't really spent much time in before. I did film the majority of this trip with just my iPhone and no external microphone, so if you've ever thought about doing vlogging or filming your adventures, an iPhone works great, but I do recommend getting an external microphone if you are going to be filming when it's windy. Anyway, this was a really fun trip, and I'm excited to share it with you guys finally, so I hope you enjoy. Check it out, guys. It is 9:45. This is out front of the Airbnb where I'm staying. And it is still very, very light. I think it's the thing I love about summers in Alaska the most. Just how light it is in the summertime.
Hey there guys, it's Matt and welcome back to the vlog. So as you can see, I am back up in Alaska. This is day 2 of my 10-day trip. I didn't really film anything on the way up or yesterday at the YouTubers meetup just because I was really tired. The travel day up was just really long. I got here super late. I think I showed up at this Airbnb that I'm staying at, which you can see back there, at about 9:30 at night. And then that was after I had to go to the store and I had to pick up this rental Land Cruiser that you see right there. So got here super late on Friday. But yeah, today is day number 2 or 3. I guess 2 if you don't count the travel day. So I'm just getting ready to check out of this Airbnb. Got everything packed up in this Land Cruiser. Basically what my plan is I'm going to be just driving around Alaska, seeing a few things that I have yet to see, and camping in this rooftop tent, hopefully, on top of this Land Cruiser. Although it's been raining pretty hard the last few days, and yesterday at the YouTubers meetup it rained like all day, really hard. So I don't know if I'll end up spending too many nights in that rooftop tent. I really don't want to be climbing up and out of there and setting it up when it's raining and stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, I just thought I'd say hi to you guys this morning, kind of tell you what's going on. And I'm going to show you a little bit of this Airbnb. All right, so here's the outside of it. Just an old log cabin. It's really short. I have to duck to go through this door. I'm 6'1". And I have to duck to go through this door. I bonked my head a couple of times going through this door the last couple days. Yeah, here's the outside. Yeah, the property. This cabin has been here for a while. You can tell, like, you know, the roof is sagged a little bit. You can look at the wall and the inside for the bathroom and tell that it's kind of gotten a little ski-wampus over the years. So this cabin's been here for a while. You can see one log is kind of rotted out there on the bottom, but still was dry, still was warm. Gave me a place to sleep for a couple nights. It's pretty nice. I'll take you inside. Speaking of bonking my head on the door, I bonked my head as I came in here. But anyway, the phone is actually making it look a lot brighter in here than it actually is. These few light fixtures that they have in here really don't brighten up the space as much as you think they would. But yeah, you just come in the front door where I'm standing, and over here to the left is a little kitchenette. And then a little dining area. They've got a gas of some sort heater back there. Might be natural gas, I don't know. There's just pipes coming in, and there's a regulator on the back side of the house, so it's probably natural gas. They got a couch, got a king size bed over there. And then take my shoes off so I can walk on the carpet. Over here you've got the utility area with a washer and a dryer, water softener, pressure tank for the water, on-demand water heater. That's a big on-demand water heater. It puts out a lot of hot water. It's nice to take a shower yesterday. And then behind the front door here is the bathroom. So it's fully plumbed, and a toilet, and a shower, and a sink. So yeah, it's a pretty good little Airbnb. Wasn't too expensive. It was cheaper than any hotels around here, and I got my own big Airbnb to stay in last night. It was pretty comfortable. So yeah, that's it. That's where I stayed. That's what's been going on for the last couple days. So the plan right now is I'm going to drive into Wasilla and pick up a few things, and then I'm going to head out east up the Glen Highway, up towards Glenallen and the Richardson, and kind of go that way and find a place to sleep out there in the Land Cruiser for tonight. Got a baby moose in this pullout here. It's a baby moose. Where's Mama? That's the question. Mama is nowhere to be seen at the moment. I can zoom in for you. Get off into the trees. Check it out, guys. It's a little windy, but it's just gorgeous. This is really the first viewpoint where I've gotten to stop. All the other ones have been packed full of tourists. Guys, pulled off on this little pull out on the road down to Chitina. I messaged the guy that I rented the Land Cruiser from to see if he'd let me go out to McCarthy, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet. Check it out. Here's the river. It's the Taslina River, I think. I'll have to check. Nice little spot. Anyway, I'm gonna keep heading on down the road. See if the guy messages me back about going to McCarthy. If not, then I'll just stop in Chitina and kind of see what there is to see down there. But I might come back to this spot to sleep tonight. We'll see. It's kind of nice, just down here by the river. It's also, the sun came out and it got quite toasty. I'm thinking about taking this hoodie off, but it's pretty cloudy still, so I imagine it'll get a little colder. But wow, what a change from yesterday at the YouTubers meetup. It was cold and rainy, and now I'm down here in this valley, the sun's out, and it's getting a little toasty. Anyway, let's get back in the car and I'm gonna head down to Chitina. All right guys, here is the camping spot for the night. It's this Native Corporation campground just a couple miles up the McCarthy Road from Chitina, down here by the river. It's pretty nice. I've got this side, it's fairly level. I popped up the rooftop tent. It's fairly roomy in there. It's not quite long enough for my 6'1" frame, but we'll make it work. I'll show you guys the rooftop tent in a minute. But got this cool tent platform with tie-down rings if you need them, if you bring a tent. Got a table. I was happy to get this site with a table here, so I don't have to just bust out my backpacking chair that I brought. But there's a few sites here. I'm in site 5 technically. That spot right there is site 4. I assume there's a boat down there, tied up down there, so I assume there's 3 more sites over that way. I didn't go over that way because I saw that boat tied up there, so I assume people were there. Sorry for all the spinning around, but a couple more sites here. I pulled into this one, so I'd be nosed into the platform, but it was very unlevel side to side. And I thought that would be a little too uncomfortable for sleeping. So backed out of there. There's another site down there. There's another one right here. And the river, the Copper River, is just right through there. I'll take you guys over there in a minute. But yeah, other than that boat that's tied up down there, I'm the only one here. So it should be good. All right, you guys can see the Land Cruiser parked back there. So I'm just walking down here towards the river. And let me flip the camera around so you guys can see this. It's pretty awesome. As you guys can see, when the river is higher, it is gonna run through this area, but right now there's a nice dry spot that I can walk through over here. Got some driftwood if I felt like making a fire, which I don't, because I don't have fixins. It's a little breezy down here, so sorry for wind noise. Not using any external microphone, just the iPhone. Yeah, here we go. It's the Copper River. McCarthy's up that way. The ocean's down that way. Let's see the views. Just peeking through the clouds over there. Let me zoom you guys in. Hold on. You can see the mountains with some snow on them still, just peeking through there. I'm not gonna go down the O'Brien Creek Road down that way, not with this this rental SUV. Yeah, everybody's back closer to me. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's the campsite, that's the river. This is where I'm gonna be staying for the first night, not in the Airbnb. I stayed at the Airbnb for 2 nights. So this is the first night boondocking it in the SUV rooftop tent. So I'm just gonna hang out. I'm gonna make some dinner. I bought some backpacking food when I was at Sportsman's in Wasilla. I forgot to buy fuel for my jet boil. Fortunately, I realized that when I got to Glenallen to get gas. So I stopped at the world's most expensive gas station in Glenallen, got fuel there, and then I actually went back to the IGA in Glenallen and they had camp fuel there, fortunately. So I was able to get fuel so I can have dinner tonight. Anyway, that's the plan, and then I'm just gonna chillax, wait for nightfall, catch some Z's, and then I still haven't heard back from the guy that owns the Land Cruiser to see if he's okay if I drive down to McCarthy or not. If I hear back from him by tomorrow, then if he says yes, then that's what I'm gonna do. If not, then I'm probably gonna head back up and drop down into Valdez for the day. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. All right, you guys missed out on me pouring out the water and stuff, but this is my jet boil mini mow. I've had this thing for quite a while. Get this out of the way so you guys can't see that. YouTube won't give me a naughty. All right, so got my jet boil out. You guys missed me pouring out the water, but this meal that I'm gonna have takes 14 ounces of water. It is a Peak Refuel Backcountry Bison Bowl. Should be pretty good. I have never had this one, but all of the Peak meals that I've ever had are all great. So I'm gonna get this water boiled up, and then we'll have to wait for 10 minutes until I can have dinner. All right, with this mini mow, it's got a built-in striker, which is one of the reasons why I like it. I just gotta turn it on. And there we go. Now I just gotta wait for it to boil. Check it out, guys. So inside the thing here, there's a whole entire, there's 2 of these dried biscuits. I was not expecting that. It says buttermilk biscuits on the package, but I'm used to Mountain House where they say they've got biscuits like that in the package and it's like just little chunks. But there's 2 huge buttermilk biscuits in there. That's cool. All right, guys, it's done. It's getting windy. This blew over a couple of times, as did the half-empty water bottle. Let's see how it looks. think the stew part is done. Those biscuits are a little questionable still. Oh, they're definitely crunchy. So I may be skipping those 2 huge biscuits. We'll see. But the rice stew part, I'm gonna eat for sure. That's what it looks like. It smells really good. Yeah, that's pretty good. See, I'm gonna let the biscuits, I'm gonna try chopping them up and then see if they'll reconstitute while I'm eating the rest of this. So I'll give you guys a verdict on those when I'm done. All right, guys, just a quick update. I just spent about an hour chilling in my backpacking chair down by the river. But it's getting pretty windy and a little chilly, so I think I'm just gonna hang out inside the Land Cruiser until I'm tired enough to go lay down in the rooftop tent. The tent's a little small, like I said, for me, so I'm only gonna head up there when I'm actually ready to go to bed. So I think I'm just gonna hang out in the Land Cruiser where it's less windy. As far as the biscuits go, I actually did eat all of it, and they were pretty good. They were just a little bit crunchy, but overall it was a pretty good meal. I can recommend that one for sure. So yeah, just gonna finish relaxing for the rest of the day, and then we'll call it a night in the rooftop tent, and I will see you guys in the morning.
Well, good morning, guys. I made it through the first night in the rooftop tent. As you can see, I'm still laying here. It's getting a little toasty, though. The sun is up high enough in the sky now that it's hitting the tent and getting it warm in here. So let me kind of show you what it looks like while I'm still laying in here. It's a little tight. Alright, I've got you on wide angle mode because that's the only way to really see what it's like in here. But see, it's just this A-frame shape kind of deal. I'm sorry, fingers in the way. I got my foot has basically been hitting the roof of the rooftop tent all night. And I got my backpacking quilt. I've got my backpacking sleeping pad underneath here. The rooftop tent does have like a 1-inch foam mattress, but I'm really glad I brought my backpacking sleeping pad because it made it a bearable night sleep. But yeah, that's it. I hung my little lantern up there because I did have to get up once when it was dark-ish. Especially when I went to bed, I had just the screen door. And not the whole solid side, but then it started raining a little bit, so I ended up putting the solid door up, and that got pretty dark in here when I did that, so that's why I got my little lantern there. Anyway, let's get up and get moving for the day. It is currently 8:40 or so. So yeah, let's go see what the day brings today. Had a couple ATVers drive through, but now I'm gonna take you up and show you the rooftop tent from the outside here. So I decided to do the side entrance yesterday. I originally had the rear entrance open, but it's kind of a pain, and I couldn't get in the back of the Land Cruiser. So side entrance works, but you see there's my backpacking sleeping pad just on top of this really thin, like 1-inch mattress. The mattress also has this anti-condensation pad underneath it, which is nice. But yeah, backpacking sleeping pad. That's my backpacking quilt, 25-degree REI quilt. Kept me plenty toasty. And my pillow, I brought my backpacking pillow too, as kind of a second base layer pillow. That was really nice. And I just had all my gear just kind of hanging out right here. So yeah, that's the tent. Pretty cool. Time to get packed up and moving for the day.
all put away now. I did hear back from the owner of the SUV. He didn't say outright that he didn't want me to drive down McCarthy Road, but that's the impression I got, so I'm not gonna. So yeah, I think I'm gonna drive back up the highway. I actually may drive a little bit further down. There's a campground on the other side of the Copper River Bridge. So I'm gonna go over there, check out the campground, and then we'll turn around and go back and look at Chitina for a little bit. All right, guys, drove around the other parking lot, or the other campground, excuse me. Kind of glad I didn't stay there. It's packed, even though it's free. There's some really nice bathrooms and stuff there, but I'm kind of glad I didn't stay there. Because like I said, it was packed, and there was nobody at the other campground, so that was nice. And here's the bridge over the Copper River. You can see the river right there. All right, I'm gonna head up into Chitina. Here's a cool part of the McCarthy Road here. It's a one-way blasted out area through this rock. This road follows an old railroad bed that went out to the Kennecott mines, and so they only blasted that wide enough for the rail cars. And when they tore up the railroad and turned it into a road, they never bothered to make it wider. So it's kind of a fun little part of the McCarthy Road there. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here at the bathroom / visitor center for Chitina. All right, not much going on in Chitina. I may go back and film a little bit, I don't know. But really small town, basically. It was just a railroad stop when they were building the railroad, and then they brought the railroad down here. I believe this is a Bryan Creek Road. I don't know if this follows the old rail path or not. I think it does. Headed down here towards Cordova eventually, if the road ever went through, but too many bridges are gone and washed out, and apparently they built the railroad over some that may have been back up in Kennecott actually, but there was a part of the railroad that they built just on top of the glacier. So anyway, I'm gonna drive down here to the bottom of O'Brien Creek here. There's an ATV track that follows the old rail bed down there, past the parking area down here. I'm not gonna go past the parking area, but figured I'd come down here and see what there is to see. There's probably gonna be a lot of dip knitting going on the Copper, so we'll see how crowded it is down here. All right, I didn't make it all the way down to the salmon fishing parking lot because the road got not so great, so I turned around and came back. Anyway, I'm gonna maybe pop off in car coming. Maybe pop off in Chitina, but I think the plan is I'm gonna run down into Valdez because I haven't been there in a long time, and grab some lunch, and then head back north up the Richardson. Road construction traffic. Up into this place called Liberty Falls. The falls up there. There's a trail that kind of hikes up the top side there, but I'm not gonna hike it. I just don't feel like it today. I don't think the video is doing it justice, driving down towards Valdez. I've never driven this way down this highway. I've driven up from Valdez. My second summer in Alaska, 2009, I drove my car down to Whittier and took the ferry from Whittier to Valdez because I'd never seen the Alaska coast, and that was the easiest and cheapest way to spend a few hours out on the ocean and see the coastline. And then I got off the ferry here in Valdez and drove back up this highway and then headed north towards Tok. But I've never driven down, headed south this way. So this is a new road, or a new direction. It's pretty. Man, if only it wasn't cloudy. This camera is not doing it justice, guys. Going on a little nature walk. Down to see the Worthington Glacier. Hey, there it is. Said 150 years ago or so, the glacier was down here by the highway, but it's been retreating ever since then, and now it's all the way up there. I got a pretty good view of it from the highway. Can't really see much from down here. Curious to see where this trail goes, though. Might go all the way down to the lake. Let's go see. Danger. You could fall to your death if you go past here. Well, this is as far as we get. Zoom in on the glacier for you guys. Hold on. That's it. We got river down here, flows into this lake, which we can't really see right here. Yeah, that's it. Right, I think this path leads down to the lake, so let's go see where it goes. Also, the weather has been so nice today. Like, so nice. It's a little bit sunny, a little bit cloudy, in the 50s. You see I've got my flannel on. That's just really nice, but check it out. There's the lake. You can see the glacier back there still. Here we are. Alright, this is a better view than the other spot. Glad I walked down here. There's this little lake here. And one assumes there's a river down there that feeds out into the river I've been following up this canyon all day. This is Thompson Pass, and I'm gonna pull off here and go wander down and take more videos and stuff, because it's like something out of a painting up here, guys. Guys, this canyon is just unreal. But the reason I stopped here is I passed a couple of these. I want to drive back to the other one. But there are these old rail tunnels cut into the mountainside here. The sign says these were hand cut. That's where I'm going. It's a little muddy. Look at that. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna drive back up to the one I just passed a quarter mile back because it has a river and stuff and looked even cooler. Railroad tunnel of 1906. Let you guys pause the video to read that if you want. Once again, video is just not doing it justice. This V is steep where they cut this highway through. All right, so this is the first tunnel that I saw that I mentioned. Apparently it wasn't a rail tunnel, it was the original road. So I'll let you guys pause the video to read this text about the tunnel, and then we'll go check it out. Bummer, you can't really see it. It's on the other side of those trees. I'll see if I can zoom in for you. But that's the tunnel right there, right in the middle behind those trees. It's got a concrete thing around it. But you can't see it from here. And I ain't walking out on the bridge to look at it. But mostly because look at this river. Following that, you're gone. All right, just got done having lunch in Valdez at the Fat Mermaid. It's pretty good. Had halibut, fish and chips. It's pricey, but worth it. Now I'm just wandering around the harbor for a bit. Just look at this, guys. Mountains all around, yeah. What a place. All right, guys, this is called Horsetail Falls, just outside of Valdez. Falls are falling. Right, this waterfall is just called Bridal Veil Falls. Pretty sure every place has something called Bridal Veil Falls. And falls right down into the river there. And just to the right of Bridal Veil Falls, there's two more waterfalls. One there and one there. Alright, saw a sign for a historical site, so I pulled in here and it's got this little cabin. There's pavilions and bathrooms down there, so maybe I'll go down and read about it in a bit. But the cabin door is open, so we can take a peek in here. To the inside of this old cabin, there is a loft. There's the loft right there, old wood stove. Wonder what the significance of this, I'm not gonna go in there, but I wonder what the significance of this building is. I'll have to go see if they have any information down below. The old log cabin. You got a sink and a big counter. Really old range there. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. Interesting. All right, what I thought might be an information area is just some overgrown picnic table pavilions, a little parking spot. Couple of long drop outhouses, and that's it. See 2 more covered picnic pavilions that way. So there is a sign up towards the entrance, so I'll go up there in a minute and see what it has to say. Well, this is the sign that was over here that I thought might talk about that cabin, but instead it talks about Billy Mitchell. So you guys can pause that and read it if you want. But I still have no idea why that cabin is here. There's no signage or anything, just an old cabin over there in the woods with a parking area and picnic tables and bathrooms, and who knows. It's got a great view though. All right, guys. We're about 30 minutes up the Richardson Highway from Glenallen. I've been stopping at every available pull-out, state recreation area, just to kind of check it out, but I think I'm going to stay here. This is just a pull-out on the side of the road. But good grief, look at this view. There's a Land Cruiser right there. The other bonus to this is it's a little breezy, a little cool. We're up away from the water, so there's hardly any bugs. Most of the other places that I've stopped at were lower elevation, closer to all that swamp down there, and it was quite buggy. So yeah, I think we're gonna do some roadside camping tonight. All right, guys. As you can see back there, we got everything all set up here on the roadside thing. If I step away from the thermocell, the bugs get somewhat interesting, although still not as bad as they were in some of those other campgrounds and pullouts I was looking at today. So I'm not super hungry today, so for dinner I'm just making a peak refuel dessert that I bought. It's a peach cobbler. So it just got done reconstituting. Had a minor work thing that I needed to bust out my work laptop for, so I didn't film getting all that out, but I'll show you the end product and it looks pretty good. About to dig into this. It smells pretty good. I'll let you guys know how it tastes. All right, here's the behind the scenes grunt work of doing the YouTube thing. I'm currently dumping all the footage from my iPhone onto my external hard drive there with my MacBook. That's why I brought it, because I don't have a storage big enough on my phone for a whole 10-day trip. So while I'm just waiting here to get tired enough to go to bed, decided to get a little behind the scenes work done. Which is why I'm filming with my other phone right now. But doing office work with a view like this, it's kind of hard to complain, you know? Guys, I was warm and comfy in my bed, but I had to show you that Alaskan sunset.
Thanks for coming along for part 1 of this 10-day trip to Alaska back in 2024. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you have any questions, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we will catch you guys in the next one.